You know, at this point in my life, I feel like I've fully come to terms with the fact that, like, not everyone's gonna be on the same vibe as me. Not everyone's gonna understand certain things, and that is okay. Because I think that as someone in my life who has been very sensitive, not only to myself and my internal feelings, but other people in the world around me, like, I used to let that affect me. I used to like have that change the way that I feel, the way that I act, the way that I operate. And at this point in my life, I'm done with that. Like, I do not care, in the sense that I will not let things that should not affect me affect me. You understand? Like, here's the thing. If I'm on the street and someone just starts talking crazy to me, bro, I'm not gonna be offended, because that is that person's problem. That is not my problem. You understand? And the truth is that I think when people are super sensitive and aware of other people and how they feel, like, they can take that as if it's their responsibility just because they're aware, just because they can sense it. And I feel like that is a misconception that someone could have, you know. Just because you can sense other people's emotions does not mean it is your problem to solve. It is not your problem to solve other people's things, okay? Like, it is not your obligation. Because at the end of the day, how can you really ever solve anyone's problem? Because that is something that is internal. Most likely, more times than not, it's something internal. And so, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna help? Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, like, some things are just not ours, in the sense that, like, some people's problems are not there for you to solve, dog. And it takes a lot of strength, I think, to be able to set that boundary within yourself, to be like, hey, just because I can feel this and just because I can solve it doesn't mean it's my responsibility, and doesn't mean that the other person wants me to, or that I'm even welcome to do that. And that's not coming from a place of not caring about people, but it's rather a place of compassion for self, and not, like, not starving yourself of the attention that you need and by constantly giving it to others, but rather, like, just taking care of yourself primarily, and being okay with not having to solve all the world's problems. You understand? Because that's almost a ridiculous thing. Like, if you're gonna go out into this world and, like, see everything that's happening and be like, okay, I'm gonna solve this, I'm gonna solve that, I'm gonna solve, you're, it's like, why don't we take a step back, take a step inward, and look at ourselves, and how can we help ourselves first? Because I guarantee you, you working on yourself and you helping yourself is going to help the world, right? Like, say you have a pattern that you think is toxic or that you just don't like in general. You healing that does much more for every single person that you meet than you trying to, like, overextend yourself and trying to heal the people who may not even want it or care about it or even want that. You understand? And I think, like, there comes a time and point where we just gotta say to ourselves, like, despite my sensitivity, I am still going to remain as I am. Remain as I am, in the sense that not extending my boundaries to where they should not be. Because the truth is, like, yes, in this path of spirituality, it's, it's great to say, oh, we are one, we are this, we are that. But the truth is, like, you are still seeing this world as an individual. You understand? Like, yes, you we are all one. We are oneness. And that is the ultimate truth of reality. But the truth is, while the world and this reality is one, it is also two, it is also four, it is also eight, it is also many different parts. It is dualistic. Because the other half of, let me not get into that. I'm just saying that just because you are one with this world around you does not mean every single problem in this world is yours, because it is not. Every single problem in this world is not yours. That is the truth. Your internal problems are only yours, though. So why don't we focus more on that? And the truth is that the more you look at your internal problems, you realize that they're not problems, actually. Because, I don't know, I don't like the word problem. It inherently elicits like almost a negative connotation. And I feel like that's not what it's about. Like, it's not about seeing things as good or bad, I feel like, in this life. Because you're immediately limiting yourself to a perspective that is inherently limiting. It just is. To see the world only as this or that, only as good or bad, like, sometimes things can just be as they are, you know? And so, like, you have to remember that that is also a dualistic impact of nature. What can be good for one can be bad for another. And that's just truth. And that's okay. That is completely okay. Because the world has to be balanced in some way or another, doesn't it? And like, it's great and it's nice to be idealistic, but you can't forget about the aspects and laws of this universe. You understand? There are laws to this. There is a math to this. There is a function and algorithm to all of this. Even if it's not inherently mechanical, it is natural, it's biological, it's universal. As such, the laws of the universe are the laws of the universe. You put good energy out there, it comes back to you. You think good thoughts, good things happen. You know, so going back to what I was saying, as much as it is like beneficial for us to be loving and caring, it's also important to reserve that love and energy for ourselves. Fill your own cup before you can pour it in others. You understand? It's as simple as that. Because the more you pour in yourself, the more it's going to overflow, and the more you're almost forced to give to others. Because, like, I don't even remember who said this, but they're talking about, like, on one aspect of life, you have rock bottom, where you're unfulfilled and, like, you don't have anything. And I think they said it was, like, peak top or something, like, when you have all the financial, like, all the physical things in life that you would want, but you're still not happy in the sense that you're not fulfilled. And the truth is, in this life, like, things are just things. Physical objects are just physical objects. Money is just money in the sense that, like, a lot of the times people think they want money, but in reality, they just want the thing. Like, are you looking for freedom or are you looking for financial freedom? Like, you want to be able to free to do whatever you want, this or that? Is that the real thing that you want? Or do you want the money? Because the money is just a gateway to that. Do you understand? Like, do you want this new car or you want the money to pay for the car? Because a lot of times the money is just the middleman in the process. And if we could have all the things that we would want in life without money, we would have no use for it. Is it not? I mean, think about how money is nowadays. A lot of it's becoming digital. Like, that's not even something that's based on anything, based on literally nothing. Like, are we, like, money, even the paper notes we use, like, it used to be backed by gold. Like, originally, monetary value was actually backed by something. They were physical coins of metal. Nowadays, like, you have so many things that are not even real in the sense that they only hold value because we say they hold value as a society. And that's kind of ridiculous. So, is that the thing that you want? Or is it just the thing that you want because you've been told that's what you want? And, like, it's kind of ridiculous, though. like so many like how much of society has become about money. It's I don't know, it's a little bit disheartening. I don't like to talk about it because it's like when you think about all the things on this earth, like for example, you have trees that grow fruit for us, like grow food for us, literally. You have, like food can be free. Food literally could be free in the sense that you can just go out into the forest and just like eat berries, eat fruits, eat, just forage off the land basically, and you would be fine. Like you literally don't have to spend money. But we've been almost like, for convenience sake, it's almost like we're obligated to buy food from the store. And I'm not saying this is a bad system. I'm just saying like if think about if every single person on their land, I mean, assuming every person had land, that's another thing. But if we all had like just grew our own food and shared as a community, like life would be a lot simpler because people wouldn't be worrying about trying to make ends meet, working for this or that. Because I mean, most of the things that people spend money on are digestible stuff like food, drinks, whatever that get used one time. It's kind of ridiculous, especially when you think about like fasting. Like, for example, like during Ramadan, people are spending less money because they're not eating as much. Like, it's as simple as that. And so I just think like how much of the society is like actually backed by something in the sense that like our money, our social systems, I'm not gonna say anymore, but you can keep going and keep on thinking about that deeper and what things are really going on, like what is really happening here in this life. And I'm not here to be someone who's like rebellious or be like, oh, this or that. Like at the end of the day, like for me, it's an internal thing. Like whatever other people choose to do is what they choose to do. Like if you want to be a member of society, be a member of society. If you want to go out and live in the forest and I don't know, live off land, like that's your choice. Is it my choice? Not necessarily. Not in this moment. But in this life, be what you want to be. Act as that. Be that. Act as you are and as you want to be. It's really simple as that. And so to bring this back to my first point, and I'll make this final point, is that in this life, we gotta have those boundaries. Like, for example, if there's someone I don't like, and I see like, let's just say like I'm forced in an environment where I have to be around them. Let's say I get in a taxi and there's someone I just, you know, I don't particularly vibe with because maybe they're a mean person or maybe this or that. At this point, I realize like I'm going to be however I'm going to be. The other person is not my problem. So I'm going to live in a way that best benefits me and is best loving towards me. Because me doing what I want isn't going to hurt anybody. Assuming what I want isn't going to hurt anybody, of course. Which, no. Anyways, so like me choosing to live where I want or in the world I want to live is my choice and it doesn't hurt anybody. Me choosing to hang around like be around certain people is not a bad thing and that's not hurting anybody. You understand? Me choosing my environment and how I spend my time is not something that like I should feel bad about. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, I'm not obligated to be anything or to do anything in this life. So what I choose is my choice. And I will deal with that as such. So if I'm in a situation where I have to deal with a person that I don't particularly mess with or vibe with, like I'm still going to be loving, but I'm not going to entertain them. As far as I will give them as much attention as I see fit. Nothing more, nothing less. And that is one of the most compassionate things I think I can do for myself in the sense that I'm setting boundaries. And that is something that, like, when people are sensitive to other people, and they kind of like let people walk over them. I think that's a problem they have, is setting boundaries, because they don't want to, rock the boat. They don't want to make things messy or make a fight. But guess what? If I'm doing something and I'm setting a boundary, if someone doesn't like that and they start to, get mad or angry, I don't care, in the sense that this is my life, this is my choice. If you don't agree with that, so be it. Be mad in your own environment. Because I'm gonna just keep staying me, keep staying on my high vibration, keep being that love and light that I want to be in this world, that I want to see in this world, you see? And so it's really simple, that, you know, be what you want to be in this world, be what you want to see in this world, be that role model, be your best self, be whatever you want to be. It's love, it's positivity, y'all. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll catch you later, man.